One of the most common problems I see with the startups and scale-ups that I work with, and it's really one of the most costly ones, is misunderstanding the responsibilities of product management and engineering. This misalignment can be a really deciding factor if you end up with a well-oiled product development machine, which delivers impactful changes to your product, or if you end up sort of struggling with confusion, poor releases, and people who don't feel responsible. And it's really easy to see where this comes from. You often speak to product managers about deliveries and you speak to engineers about the product. And you might be able to see that these are different skill sets and that they're complementary, but we really need to understand how they need to be managed in different ways to get the best results from these people. So let's start off and we'll dive into product management. So first of all, product management is a bit like the architects of your product. Like great architects, they know what works for people in the context of your business. A great architect for hotels will know what the guests like and they'll know what makes a great operating hotel that makes you money. They work really closely with the builders, and the builders are the ones who construct the vision of the architects and make sure you end up with a building which can stay upright and doesn't need too much maintenance, so you're not replacing everything every few years. That's a little bit like the engineers. So the engineers will make sure that the product management vision comes to life. In software, like in real estate, they ensure that the delivery happens in a smooth way without too many surprises, and it sticks to some sort of budget as well. They make sure that what's delivered is functional. It doesn't need much maintenance, so there's not bugs happening all the time, and it doesn't need to be rewritten 3 months later. They also work very closely with product management as well to ensure that what is being designed and what's delivered is actually technically possible. In addition to that, engineers are some of the best people as well to challenge the product managers to make sure that the technology is being used in the best way, especially with so many advances that are happening in the world of tech, such as AI, for example. Product management and engineering, of course, isn't the same as building a building. In real estate, once you finish building the building, that's sort of it. You might have a little bit of maintenance. But with software, you're continually needing to update your software. It's in an ecosystem with payment providers, with data providers, with hosting companies like AWS. And this means that you continually need to also do maintenance on your software. However, this is also a big opportunity. So software can be changed at any point in time, relatively quickly, and it can have really big changes and impacts on your customers, on your business. So there are 5 mistakes which I see are being made all of the time between these two responsibilities. And when you get these right, you'll hire better people and you'll manage them better and you'll be able to deliver more. Mistake number 1 is holding product management accountable for deadlines. Now, product managers often present roadmaps and status updates about where the tech team is on certain areas. Now, although they present this to you, it's actually the engineers who are accountable for delivering. Just like in our example with architects and builders, it's the builders who, once they commit to something, need to be able to deliver on budget and on time. This means that if you're holding the product manager accountable for this, they'll start sort of acting a bit like the engineering manager. This takes them away from really actually understanding the business. So mistake number 2 is not holding the product managers accountable for business performance. So the product managers are choosing what a whole team of engineers is working on. And these guys aren't cheap. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, if not millions of dollars. And they're the ones who are the gatekeepers who say, this is what we're going to work on and this is a good return on investment. If they're not being accountable for delivering something that then fails and doesn't make you more money, then something's gone wrong. And the more accountability they have in this area, the better they will get at using the software developer's time in the best way. Now, a classic one is actually that they're given features to create. And having management and other departments coming up with feature ideas is no problem at all. The question is, how does the product manager know that this is a good idea? And how do you make sure that they can do the due diligence on it? And here again, we're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions, being spent on this software development process. So hold them accountable for what they deliver and make sure that they understand if this had an impact or not. Mistake number 3 is treating product and tech as unequal partners. So this might be you have a product leader at your leadership meeting, but not a tech leader. It might be that you go directly to tech if you want something built and sort of short circuit the product manager. Now, I understand where this comes from. You want to go to the horse's mouth and you want to go directly to the source. However, leaving the product manager out means that they're no longer accountable for what is being delivered, and they should be doing good due diligence on the ideas through that understanding of the customer. Mistake number 4, and this happens all of the time, is insufficient customer interaction. So they get so involved in the day-to-day, they're trying to manage this delivery, they're trying to make sure that the software developers know what they're doing, that they actually don't meet the customers, they don't get out there, they don't understand their needs, and they don't understand really what's driving your business, which is your customers, and you're there to solve a problem for them. So, best thing to do is to find out why they're not meeting customers, why they're not spending time with sales team, why they're not spending time with marketing, and try and free them up so that they can do this. The better they understand the customer, the quicker they will be at creating and understanding what's a good idea, what's going to work, and what's not. And mistake number 5 is combining product and tech roles into one person. Now, product management is its own skill set that people spend decades working on. And it's huge. It involves design, business, understanding user interfaces, a little bit of psychology is in there as well, sales, marketing. All of these need to come together so that they can make the right decisions, so that they're protecting your investments. Tech is, if anything, an even bigger role. It involves software development, servers. It is constantly changing with new technologies that come in as well. Putting product and tech into one role might seem like a good idea, streamlines things, makes things a little bit cheaper. However, you're not going to get the best results if you do this. It's just too big for one person. So I hope that explains things a little bit. Understanding the difference between product management, engineering, and the 5 mistakes to avoid so you can have a really nicely performing team. Any questions, let me know in the comments, and make sure to contact me if you'd like a free consultation.